So I remember a time in my life where I asked this question of how am I supposed to get specific job experience if all the jobs require you to have it up front? Like, where are you supposed to get all this experience? See, I was just starting on my career and attempting to improve the job I had with another one that had a little better hours and a little better pay, and you just know something better, right? And just more aligned to where I wanted to go in life. The problem was, all the jobs I applied for said experience required. I didn't have all that experience at that time, okay? At least formally in some cases. But it seemed like the best way to gain experience was to do the job, okay? So, what was really up with that requirement? Hi, my name is Amy, and I'm the owner of Dragonspit Apothecary. I'm a mom, wife, employee, small business owner, and I am just trying to live as naturally as I can every day. This is my blog sharing some of that information with you and a little wisdom and experience that I have gained in my journey to help you do the same. So, today I want to talk about work because work is so full of irony, is it not? Now, this whole experience thing's got me tore up. You are either underqualified because you lack certain experience, right? You're overqualified with too much experience. By the way, I think I have since figured out that overqualified simply means a company doesn't think they can afford you, and you may be bored in the job that you applied on. I don't know about you, but there are quite a few days I could actually do with some boredom in my job. But jobs are like that. They're like this fairy tale that finding the perfect porridge, right? That's just right. The problem is, who is it right for? The hard truth is, as jobs go, there usually isn't a right porridge for more than a couple of years if you're lucky. And before that, you're out looking for a new bowl of porridge. So, what does all this experience actually get us? What is it for? Now, as we gain experience in our careers, we often realize the trade off with our employers is not always equal. We invest with keeping up with certificates and licenses, continually training on new programs, advancing our skills, only to be told the promotion went to someone else, or there isn't going to be a raise this year for whatever reason. That experience we gained by adding all of that knowledge from trainings, it usually goes to the next job or the next lucky employer we find, right? I know I have more than once changed jobs when that's happened to me. Now, if we stay where we are, there is a period of time we feel pretty used and frustrated from all of that, right? I know I have, because you put a lot into some of that. Now, I have found at a certain point in the cycle that I was not using the experience I actually had anymore either. The degree I was told I had to have from college, well, I can't say I've ever actually used that in my jobs other than getting in the door because I had this piece of paper, right? It is required experience element on my job and any that I have applied to have a college degree. The experience I have doing certain things open opportunities for me. But again, with every company doing things differently, what I know and can do is often replaced with new processes and information to be successful in my new job. And you've done this too, right? So this is where I ask myself, what to do really with the wealth of experience I had. It had to mean something more than just helping me score some impressive interviews and job offers. To be honest, the one place I actually have been able to apply my experience and my knowledge and even my college education is when I started my own business. A lot of the skills my employers had no use for were excellent resources for me to apply in my own work. Now, having your own business may not be for you, and that's cool, but hear me out on this one, okay? Just give me a minute. Where in your life do you let your creativity out? Do you have a special hobby you enjoy, or you like to release stress in a certain way? A lot of that is the result of us not doing work that we were meant to do in this world. We are working at things for money, but we are not getting the soul satisfaction of the work we're doing. As a result of this, our inspiration, creativity, and energy are usually pretty low. I personally believe it is why we have so many Monday sucks memes out there, right? Monday sucks. Yet when we do something that really lights us up and taps into those areas that we see a completely different side of ourselves, we feel good and we have more energy and we're creative all the time. Maybe it is just a hobby or an outlet for us, but what if that actually turned into something that became part of our work and our livelihood? What if one day it could be the income that we need to support our family or make our mortgage payment or buy those groceries with? Right? I mean, it could happen. Now, when I started looking for ways to support my family to, use more natural products in our lifestyle, it was out of necessity. We needed to cut expenses and we needed things that would help us with our health needs. My husband had been diagnosed with PTSD. Our son was adopted from foster care and he came with his own trauma needs to be filled. And I was completely burned out from a career that kept letting me down. Okay, we were a big hot mess. We needed help. Life wasn't feeling good for any of us at that point. And I turned to natural products out of desperation to help save a few bucks so that we could be prepared for the next storm that was likely going to come to our doorstep. Now, storms usually cost a lot of money, right? Someone's gonna get sick, something's gonna break, and it all costs money. Now, during all of that, my job was really awful. I would later replace that job with another that let me down severely by cutting funding for my role, not but a few months later, and then having to replace that with another job still. From there, I went on to 2 years later, was experiencing restructuring in a job and would also leave me potentially out of work. It didn't matter my experience, knowledge, skill, or just simple fact I needed that job as I was told I was a good worker. This was just business was the response that I got. Now I couldn't take it anymore, and yet our family still needed my job to support us. My experience didn't really matter much in past just making sure we could survive, okay? And I know a lot of families are going through that, especially in this past year. I don't enjoy living like that, and I'm sure you don't either. What it results in is us doing the first thing that comes along, accepting it, and seeking solace from the crisis we find ourselves in. We barter our experience for that security, and then we end up uninspired, but just trying to hold on. Friend, that is not living. And having been through that a few times, it is still very hard to make a living, and it makes life really challenging to feel content in. Now, I had to change the storyline because that wasn't working for me at all. When we choose to use our experience to do more than just survive, we realize how empowering our lives can actually become. Whether it is a hobby we sell a few things on the side, or we create a business from it, that is our first step to leveraging our wealth of experience for real. It may take some time, but slowly and intentionally we can manifest the life that we want and actually use as the best part of our experience and skills in our work. For me, that looked like turning what I was learning about living more naturally and the natural products that we had into a little business now known as Dragon's Den Apothecary, in which, by the way, I also sell baby quilts out of. So as you go into your workday today, I want to ask you to think about this. How is your experience being used? How incredible was it to wake up this morning and love what you get to do for that day's pay? Can you even imagine the experience you would gain from working like that every day if you did feel like that? I'm telling you, it's pretty rich. If you're ready to explore what that could mean in your work life, let's chat. You can reach me directly with the chat located at dragonspenapothecary.com. I'm happy to talk to you anytime you want. Until next time, live well naturally, my friend.